Halloween is nearing, so it's time to create something spooky to celebrate it. How about a haunted house? So, without any further ado, let's begin! To start off with, you're going to want to try and find a location for your haunted house. A swamp works best as it can truly bring out the spookiness in your build. Also, a quick side note, for this video, I'm going to be using a night vision potion so that it's much clearer to see what I'm doing. Next, add a set of spruce logs in a formation like this, where each spruce log is 2 to 3 blocks apart. Then, the space in between the spruce logs, fill with spruce planks, but make sure that it's half a block higher than the water. After you've done that, connect all the spruce logs by placing spruce planks at the level of the water, just like you can see on screen now. Then your final step for the pier is to texture it and add detail. You could add some lanterns on top of the logs and swap out some of the planks for spruce trapdoors. Now we can start construction on our haunted house. To do this, start by creating an arch 1 block back away from your pier. Then, if you want to, and you have the space on the side of your arch, you could create a half arch leading into it. Then create the exact same arch just 15 to 20 blocks back. Then, just off the centre and a little bit further forward, create another one of this same arch. Then connect up all the arches roughly 9 blocks above the ground, just like I've done on screen here. Now with the rest of these arches we can use as framework for the roof. To make the roof, just place dark oak planks 1 block behind the framework. That way you end up with something that looks rather like this. However, this looks very square and boxy, so to fix this, place layers of slabs by the edges, and then next to these slabs, place more slabs but slightly lower, and then next to those, slightly lower, until you have something that resembles a curve. Then, to make your haunted house feel more abandoned, create holes in your roof as well. So now that we've done the roof, it's time to focus on the walls. To do this, place 1 block back away from the spruce logs, walls that consist mainly of spruce planks, but partially of barrels as well. Now that we've created all the walls for the house, it's time to create something more spooky. Like a chimney with no fire, that still gives off smoke. To do this, place cobblestone leading all the way up to the roof, but do make sure to add stairs, slabs and walls of cobblestone. Then add glass going up like this, using a gradient from black to grey to white using glass. So now that we've finished majority of the exterior on the haunted house, it's time to create a path leading up to it. It's important that your path just isn't a straight line and it looks something more like this in shape-wise. And for the materials used, I use stone brick, stone and polished andesite. Then you can surround that path with actual path block. Now you should have a really spooky pathway. So what's another spooky thing we can add near our haunted house? How about a graveyard? To create a graveyard, just turn some of the grass in the area to coarse dirt. Then on sides of the coarse dirt, where there are no hills, create a small barrier like the one you see on screen. Then add a few tombstones like this one. And then, in a 2x3 area in front of your tombstone, place some soul sand and soul soil. Your graveyard should now look like this, but all you need to do to finish it is to add a path as well. All you'll need to do now is to make sure no skeletons spawn there, otherwise you'll be in grave danger. Another great addition to any haunted house for Halloween would be pumpkin patches. So, how do we make one? Well, it's actually quite simple. Just create a few 1x1 holes and fill the holes with water, and then till all the soil you want to be in your pumpkin patch. Then, in the pumpkin patch, place down a few pumpkins, carved pumpkins, as well as jack-o'-lanterns, and finally create a border around your pumpkin patch using leaves. You don't just have to have one pumpkin patch, you can have multiple. It's just completely up to you. And once you've done that, the exterior is now finished. Time to work on the interior. It's completely up to you how you do your interior, but I'm going to show you the steps I used to create my haunted house interior. My first steps was to add a wooden floor, as well as adding the floor for the second level. Then I added some ladders going up to the second level. Then I added a red carpet in the center of my first floor. Then I covered part of it with wood. Next, I added some hay bales on the side of my building, and then added some redstone to represent blood on top of them. And one of the final things I did to the bottom floor was to add a small bookcase. Now, onto the second floor. On the second floor, I started out by having some scaffolding at the back because they look like some sort of shelving, as well as adding a few cobwebs. Then, using one of the holes we created earlier, I transformed it into a broken window. And that was second floor complete. However, we've missed out one key part of the house, the entrance. So, how are we going to build our entrance? Well, I started out by placing some stripped dark oak logs 1 block back from the wall, just like this. Then I broke a hole in that wall and I placed signs over that hole so that it looked like the door was being barricaded. However, on the other side of that wall, the interior, I placed some paintings on the sign, so that way I had something that looks like this. And the best part about this is you can still walk through that hole because paintings you can walk through. So that's all for this video. I hope you have a spooktacular Halloween. Don't forget to like that smash button, as well as subscribing to get notified when I upload my weekly Minecraft tutorials. Don't forget to click the video on the left or the one on the right. Thank you and goodbye.